Welcome back, trainers. So we have no events currently going on within Pokemon Go. So that is quite amazing. We will be seeing the bug event coming in on the 2nd, so you have that to look forward to, as well as Giratina Origin Form coming in as well. So if we go over to the news, we can simply take a look as to when those are going to start. So we have the bug out, which is going to begin April 2nd. It is currently the 31st as I'm recording this. And this bug out event is going to be lasting from April 2nd to April 9th, if you are not aware. And really quick, just to look at this, Giratina Origin Form, because we currently have its regular form, it will be coming in April 2nd. So it's going to be coincided with the bug event. So that should be pretty nice. In other news, no more sell boxes for now, and yet to see any star pieces sold in the shop individually. I'm still waiting on that. Niantic, do you want some more of my Pokecoins or not? And it appears for April 1st, we're going to be able to encounter Pikachu with Ash Hat. Now it's going to kind of photobomb like Schmirgle in a sense. So I did wake up to a plethora of pictures being tagged saying you can run into Pikachu hat. Thought it was a joke, so I didn't report on it quite immediately. And I looked around and did a little bit of homework, and it turns out this is true. Now you can in fact get a shiny from this, so when it does photobomb, it will not appear shiny, only when you hit it and go into the catch screen. So I did run into a Schmirgle trying to make this trigger, but apparently it's not going to start until the 1st for wherever you're at. It is currently the 31st here, so it has not begun quite yet, but I will be looking forward to that to possibly get a shiny Pikachu with a hat. And a bit more information regarding the Pikachu with the hat photobombing. You will be able to encounter this 5 times, which will enable you to have 5 chances to get a shiny Pikachu with a hat. So that's going to be pretty nice. It's not going to be like Schmirgle where you're only going to have 1 opportunity every 24 hours. And as far as the Schmirgles go, have I been keeping up on it? Not whatsoever, folks. Not at all. The only time it seems to be photobombing is when I'm just testing out the camera last time for the Samsung Galaxy S10 kind of sort of small review. And then this morning when I was trying to make the Pikachu with the hat appear, I got Schmirgle after about 10 tries. Okay, so since we're on the topic, let's go ahead and look at my Pichus, and Raichus to see which ones are going to be my rarest variety here. So I do have a couple shiny Pikachus with the Santa hat. So that's pretty good. You know, those are somewhat rare. You can find those in the wild, so they're not going to be the rarest though. And then I do have my Alolan shiny Raichu here, which you can only obtain through a raid, so I would assume that's pretty rare as well. But I do believe this is going to be one of the rarest, not the actual rarest out of all of these, because you can have a shiny Pichu hat, which I do believe will be the hardest to obtain. So this is going to be 100. I did hatch this on December 31st of 2017, so pretty happy about that. I still remember the moment I hatched this and I checked the IVs and it was 100. Absolutely amazing. And then I do have my shiny Raichu here, which I did hatch on the day I did my first Mewtwo ever when it was first released. And then I evolved it immediately, which I got quite a bit of replies, people saying, why did you do that? You had something pretty rare, you should have kept it. That's okay. I'm a fan of Raichu and the shiny variants as well. It is going to be a female. I do like the male a little bit better because of the tail. It actually has that point, but that's okay. Still a neat shiny to have here. So moving along, I do have several lucky Alolan Raichus, as you've seen here. I do have a maxed out one, and that lucky Alolan Raichu with that background just looks absolutely amazing. The other one that I do want, which is not going to be any sort of Pikachu family, is going to be Sableye Shiny Lucky. That is going to look absolutely amazing. So I can't wait for the Lucky Friends to happen so we can do that trade and possibly obtain one of those. And then going down here, just Pichu hat, Witch hat, and Santa hat. All right, so there you go. There are my Pichus, and as far as the rare one, it's probably going to be this one here. 100% IV, Santa hat, Pichu hatched. Other than that, yeah, it's going to be the Alolan Raichu shiny variants. And then if you have a Pichu with a hat that's shiny, that is going to be your absolute gold mine for rarities concerning any of these Pikachus here. So look forward to possibly getting yourself this one right here. It looks exactly like this. This is going to be photobombing and possibly becoming in a shiny variants for you in the future. Now, I'm not too sure as to how long this little April Fool's gag is going to be going on, if it's just going to be for April 1st and then it's going to be over after that. I would assume so, So keep an eye out for that, and we'll just see what happens. Alright, now a little something for my PvP people out there. We're going to be taking a look at some Kingdom Cups. Now, if you're not aware of the types, this is going to be Fire, Dragon, Steel, and Ice type Pokemon. So I'm going to be starting it off with the Alola Ninetales. He's going in there with the Altaria, switching it up to the Bastiodon. I'm not going to be able to do anything up against that using my Alola Ninetales, so I have to switch. I do not have a direct counter. The best answer is my Bastiodon itself. So we're going to go in here and just do the best that we can, hitting it up with Flamethrower. So your best type to go up against this is going to be Fighting, because it will have a double weakness to that type, as well as Ground and Water type Pokemon too. So he will be hitting me up with Flamethrower. It's pretty even here. He is a little bit ahead on health, and I'm just going to go ahead and burn off his shield there. I do have 2 shields left, and it's looking okay. I could possibly win this. We'll just see how it goes. But when you're in one of these matches with the Bastiodon, your best bet is just to go for Flamethrower, and you should be looking okay. He's bringing in the Monferno, which is absolutely destroying me every single time because I like to use those Ice and Steel type Pokemon. He knows this, and it's also just performing magnificently. So it does have a Flamethrower and Low Kick on that Monferno, so it will be able to cover quite a bit. I do have my Altaria out there taking it out. In comes this Bastiodon, and I will be going for that Sky Attack. I thought I might be able to take it out with Dragon Breath, but it was quite risky, and I wasted energy there, as you've seen. That was quite unfortunate. I will be shielding up this Flamethrower here. Otherwise, it would have took me out, basically. In comes his Altaria, and I'm really nervous at this point. I was thinking, can I hold on? And I do, and I was able to get off that Dazzling Gleam and take the win, and that's going to be a great game there. So on to the next match here. Let's see what we have going on. Starting it off with Metagross, something you probably really haven't seen too much for this cup, and he did have the answer right away with his Monferno, so I had to retreat into my Dugong. He's going into his Bastiodon. I am somewhat safe to a degree. I do have that water move on there, so it will be doing a decent amount of damage, so I'm not completely walled at this point. And I decided, okay, let's go ahead and burn his shield. Maybe I might be able to get off an Icy Wind. I didn't go for the Water Pulse because I already knew he was going to shield it up, but it was unfortunate. I was not able to get to my charge move again because that Smackdown is doing a decent amount of damage onto the Dugong. I'm going to be bringing in my Metagross, and you're thinking, why are you doing that? Well, because my other Pokemon is not exactly great, and I just wanted to see if Meteor Mash would be able to take a good chunk of health off of it. I do burn 2 shields because I do not want that Flamethrower to go through. In comes this Monferno, and it's not looking too great. Down goes my Metagross. I'm going to have to test that out some more because I do believe it will be able to fight and show some sort of usability in this tournament, but it's not looking too hot for it. So I'm looking okay here, as so long as he doesn't get off that fighting charge move, which he was not able to. In comes his Bastiodon, pretty weakened here. I do not have any more shields, so there's nothing I can do to protect myself. I am able to hold on, and down his Bastiodon goes, and I will be hitting up that Stone Edge immediately, but it's unfortunate, not enough to take out that Altaria, and he finished me off with the Dragon Breath. And that was a good game. So starting off the next match, he's going in there with his Monferno. I'm starting it off with Melmetal. Horrible matchup for me, so I'm retreating into Kingdra for the fire protection, but he has other plans going into his Altaria with that Dragon Breath, absolutely devastating my Kingdra, but at the same time, I'm able to tear into it quite significantly as well. So I will be going for my Melmetal. I'm not going to shield that up because it's not going to do too much damage, and I could hold that shield for a better situation. Going to go for Rock Slide. Melmetal is fantastic with that amazing quick move, and those charges just go up extremely fast with that combination there. And it comes his Monferno, and I do shield that up because it would have took me out. I want to get that Rock Slide off, burn his shield, so he's down to 0 shields. I have 1 left, but I also have 1 Pokemon as well. So let's see if I can win this. Lucario, oh my goodness, not looking great with that Ember on that Monferno, but let's see what I can do. Oh, Power Up Punch. He does bring in his Bastiodon to take the brute force of all my Lucario's punches. Now I do have this Power Up Punch. Let's go ahead and go for it. He does not have any more shields, and I'm able to take the win barely. So that was a great game. Lucario is going to be a key player. So if you do not have one yet and you're planning on participating in the Kingdom Cup, I do urge you to try to find one. So I'm starting it off with Celio. Pretty decent option here. It has Powdered Snow as well as Body Slam and Aurora Beam. And I do currently run Powdered Snow because the energy gain is just amazing. I'm able to spam Body Slam over and over again. So as you can see, he is winning in this situation, but I was able to get off quite a few Body Slams, which is not horrible for me. And losing your first Pokemon up against their first Pokemon in that matchup is not the worst situation ever. So I will be going in with the Kingdra, finishing off with Dragon Breath here. He is deciding what he wants to bring in here. In comes the Charizard, and at this point I knew, okay, I'm in a very comfortable position here. I will be shielding up because I knew Dragon Claw was coming and it would take a good chunk of health off. In comes the Bastiodon, and that is absolutely fantastic, hitting it up with Hydro Pump, and then I'll be finishing off that Bastiodon with just some Dragon Breaths there, saving my charge for the next Pokemon, hitting it up immediately as he comes in to that Charizard and finishing it off, and that will be a good game. Absolutely love Kingdra. Just something about it, the color, the design. I'm very happy it's able to participate in this Kingdom Cup. So into the next match, I'm starting it off with Altaria. He's going in with Charizard. Knew he was going to start it with the Dragon Claw, but I didn't need to shield it up because Altaria is fairly tanky and can take those hits. I do decide to shield this time because that would have bring me down quite significantly low, and I didn't want to waste all that energy that I gained there. So I will be ready for the next Pokemon. In comes Bastiodon. Can't do anything with Altaria, so I switch immediately into Kingdra. He does bring his Altaria in yet again, going for that Outrage. He must shield, otherwise that would have took him out. So he is down a shield there, so I do have one as well. Making my decision, decide to go with Altaria. I do have 2 Sky Attacks ready to go. He lets it go through. In comes his Bastiodon. I am locked in here, so I just decide to go with Sky Attack before he finishes me off. And Lucario comes in and takes the win with its power-up punches. I do have a shield, so I will be able to protect myself in case he does hit me up with Flamethrower. Going up for that power-up punch, he does shield that, but it's just not going to be enough. Anyways, with that said, trainers, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time.